Can I just say that today was a particularly good day today? And I am going to talk about it. Um, so, I did not get any writing done today. I will say that. I'm and I'm not planning on getting any writing done. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. I did my meditation twice today, like always, like always. Um, but I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the gym. So I went to the gym and I worked out and I listened to my audiobook, House in the Cerulean Sea. So I was killing two birds with one stone, working out, and so I'm on my period right now, and so I was like, what if I just go and work out? What if I just go and do that? Because it's snowing out, it's cold, it's miserable out. What if I go and I just work out? So I did. I went and I worked out. Um, and it was good. It felt good to go work out. I was like, why did I put this off? And I was like, I need to do this more often. I need to start doing this every day after I meditate. Is that just going and working out in the morning and then getting work done in the afternoon. So I'm going to start doing that where I go to the gym and I go and work out in the morning, and then I go about my business during the day, and so it gets me out of the house. Yeah. I think that's gonna be my schedule game plan for the year, is that I'm gonna start just going to the gym every day and starting to use my gym membership every day. And that way I can listen to audiobooks and I can read and work out. But I just like, because I want to start training for a 5K. Last year, this time I was training for a half marathon, and I just wasn't able to do it because I just didn't have it in me. Like, I just tired myself out, and I just didn't, because the expectation that I was like pushing myself too hard. I'm not even going to try to train for a 5K. At this point, I'm just trying to get some walking in and trying to get my weight down. And yeah, I'm not pushing for anything. I have no expectations right now. I'm just trying to go to the gym and get some walking in and do my thing. But I'm hopeful because I don't know. So, because I have a lot of I've got that new year energy, that new year energy. So I'm reading a lot and I'm working out a lot and but I'm not dieting or anything. I'm not eating healthy because I went to I went to Big B and I had a coffee and a bagel, and then after that I ordered Panera and I had Panera bread and I had a chocolate croissant from Panera. Because I ordered groceries for tomorrow, so I was like, I don't really have, I have some food in my house, but I was just I kind of want to take out. So I just ordered takeout. Because I figure, I can not order takeout for a while after that. But I just kind of wanted something. I wanted soup really bad. And so I just ordered soup. I just ordered tomato soup and a sandwich and a croissant. And I got free delivery on that. So I just tipped my Dasher and, got my food. And it was good. It was worth it. And then I just didn't eat the rest of the day. because I was full, stuffed to the gills. But what made today particularly good, because I have this rock tumbler that I posted in my local city group. I talked about this on Blue Sky too. And I asked about where I could go to find rocks. And the response that I got was just, whenever I post in my local Facebook group about a question that I have, I tend to get a lot of answers, because usually when I start talking about something in my local Facebook group, I will highlight something that people didn't know about in Muskegon. And so the thing that I mentioned was that I had borrowed a rock tumbler from the library. And so a lot of people didn't know about the Library of Things. And you should check and see whether or not your library has a Library of Things. And you can check on you can either check the website, or you can ask, hey, do you have a Library of Things? And a Library of Things is like items, not just, because what some libraries have, like art that you can check out, like that you could hang on your walls for a brief period of time, especially if you're like entertaining guests. Like you can like rent decor if you're like doing it for like the holidays, or if you're doing it for like a dinner party or something, or like you're entertaining, or like you're doing like a video or something and you want to have like background art. You can have art, or you can have like props. Like there was this one, I think that the Today it was the Colbert Report or the Daily Show, or one of those programs talked about the Library of Things, and they talked about like all of the different things that this one Library of Things had. They had like stuffed like owls and things like that, all sorts of things that you could rent from this Library of Things. My Library of Things in my local area isn't quite so cool. It's pretty cool, but so I got a rock tumbler, and I just rented one of these things. I don't know what they're called. They're the automaton, one of these things, except it needs batteries. The last person who used it killed the batteries on it, so I bought some batteries that I have to put in it. The automaton, so it makes that rah, 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 rah noise. I've never played one of these, and I've always wanted to kind of fiddle with it, but I was like yes, I know that I'm like 40 years, I'm turning 40 in a couple days, but I've always seen people play with these online, and I've always wanted to play with one. Sorry, I never wanted to buy one because it felt like kind of a silly idea for a purchase. Like, I just didn't want to waste the money on buying one, because I was like, but the opportunity came one to rent one, and I was like, or, borrow one. So I was like, look at his little mouth. Look at his little mouth. But I want to play it. It's so cute. So I'm fascinated by it, but also I need batteries for it. So it's not perfect, apparently, because you have to most of the things they do provide. So I was surprised that they didn't have batteries for it, because with the rock tumbler they had everything that I could have needed for the rock collection. Like they like put everything together for that. Like they had all of the course materials, and they put rocks in it, and they had like everything that I could have possibly needed for this. So It was like well put together. So I was like surprised that when I got this, the batteries weren't functioning in it, because usually in the library of things they keep it pretty. So I'm gonna I'm gonna um, I'm gonna put batteries in it, and then I'm gonna put extra batteries in the case for the next person that gets it. So if there are no batteries that are like, I'm gonna put them in like a bag or something, and like, or just put them in there. And so like if the next person gets it and like the batteries aren't working, so they have batteries just as a courtesy, so they don't have to buy batteries, because I don't think that you should, I'm just passing it along. Um because I know that kids play those things and people who rent them, it just, I want to make it easier for the next person. Um so that was something I did today. What was another thing I did today? So I talked about the rock group. Oh, so people have offered to give me free rocks as long as I tumble them, some of them for them. They're like, I was like, you can rent the tumbler. And they're like, yeah, but I don't really want to tumble the rocks. So somebody's willing to give me a whole bag of Petoskey, like a pound bag of like Petoskey stones. If you don't know what Petoskey stones are, they are like fossilized, like they're the state stone of Michigan, because I'm from Michigan. So what they are these little stones. Because this guy who I'm talking to, I add him as a friend. He works as a roofer, and so he said, "Oh, I don't have like a really interesting story where I collect these stones. I'm just a roofer, and so I collect these stones all day long doing roofing jobs. Like, I'm only allowed to collect 5 pounds per Michigan law every year, but I literally see these stones all the time wherever I go, and so I'm always collecting these stones wherever I'm like a landscaper or like a roofer or something, and I'm just always collecting these stones. And so what Petoskey stones are stone, like fossilized, um, like organisms that got stuck in like I'm not sure if it's like shale or something, but you polish them up really nice, and they look really beautiful, and they're beautiful stones. But someone told me about another stone that's common in Michigan, which is the lightning stone. And I was like, lightning stone? I've never heard of lightning stones. Lightning stones are like a combination of two different kinds of like they're kind of like, they're not like slag, but they're like two different kinds of like shale and other, but they're like put together, and they have these like lines through them that look like lightning. And I was like, what? I was like, these are so cool looking. And you can't really polish them in a tumbler because apparently they fall apart, but you can hand polish them. And so I was like, I'll hand polish these stones. I'll get some stuff to hand polish them. But you like get a sander or something, sand them down, or like polish them up that way. But I want some lightning stones. They look beautiful. So people were telling me about beaches you could go to that were near my house, that you could go collect these stones. And you could also collect Petoskey stones in the wild, that are near my sister's house, which is like 30 minutes from here. 30 minutes from my house. So people were offering to give me stones. Some people were offering me to go through some people have like whole totes worth of stones. And I was like, so I'm getting all of these comments, like dozens of comments about cool rocks that they have, and where they've been finding stones, and where they go to collect their rocks. And I'm like, I didn't realize that rock collecting was such a huge thing in my local area, or that people collect rocks. And they're like, just go to a local creek and you can find cool rocks anywhere. No, like I collect my rocks at my local doctor's office landscaping, and I was like, people just collect rocks just like that. They're just like looking all over the place for rocks. I said, I never really thought about like just taking rocks from places. Like if I look for like looking around for cool rocks. But then I was like talking to the guy at the library today because I went to the library, and the guy at the library was talking about like finding like cool ball bearings that were coming off the railroad tracks, and he was finding like cool rocks underneath the railroad tracks and things like that. And he also found this like stone that kind of looked like a fang, and he wanted to get a Dremel and bore a hole in it and make a necklace. And I was like, is this just because it's like, I don't know. I've never thought about rocks before, and so now I'm like getting older and like I'm thinking about rocks for the first time in my whole life. And so there's all these people who are like, rocks are amazing. Why did you never think about rocks before? And I'm like, I've never had a tumbler before. I've never thought about it. It's just one of those things. Like, I mean, I've collected rocks, I suppose, but it's not something that I thought about like seriously collecting rocks. So now I'm like, I'm excited. I'm like, there are whole groups of people that just collect rocks, and like they do it for fun all the time, and they form groups of people, and they go on field trips and stuff. I'm gonna go on field trips. rock field trips places. I'm gonna go on rock collecting field trip. I like rocks. I don't know much about them. I'm gonna have to learn. I feel really dumb about rocks. I feel like I don't know enough about rocks. But I feel like this is something that I want to learn about. So that was one thing that I learned about today. Another thing I learned about today is that in my local area, there is modern line dancing for like $7. You can go on Tuesdays and it's like $7 and you can go line dancing. I'm a little scared to go because of all of like the gun violence and stuff like that that's happening, but I really want to go. I'm just really nervous about like being out in public and stuff with all of like the weird threats of violence and things like that, and being around other people. But I really want to go. So there's like this war that's going on in my head of like, I want to go, but also I'm really scared. So I'm not sure, like, I don't know. There's like a war going on in my head right now of, is it going to be okay if I go? And I guess it's like a mixture of like risk and reward, you know? That sometimes you just have to take that chance of something happening and just, you know, living your life. But I don't know, I'm just afraid. So it's hard when you want to connect with other people and it's like you have things like, you know, the threats of violence. I don't know. So then I came home and I meditated and I had lunch from Panera. And then I had Panera and then I took a nap and then I meditated. And then I was like, I wanted to go back to the gym, but the gym was closed because it's the weekend. it closes at like 7 o'clock, so it was too late for me to go back to the gym. But my building has a gym, and I was like, well, maybe I can go down to the gym. And I said, well, maybe I'll go swimming, because my my clubhouse has a pool. And I was like, the last time I went in there, it was really warm. And I was like, I could go swimming. I was like, I could use the sauna. So I went down to my building's swimming pool, and I turned on the sauna, because the sauna needs a minute to warm up. So I turned on the sauna, and I went swimming for a while. And then some people came in, and I was like, oh, you scared me. And so I went into the sauna, gave them the chance to like go be in the pool or whatever. And so I gave them some privacy. And I went and sat in the sauna, and I was like falling asleep because it was so warm. And I was like zoning out, and I was like, oh God, I gotta go because I'm gonna fall asleep in here. So I was like getting everything together, and I was leaving. And I was like, and then I forgot in my haste, because I was trying not to be like bothering people at the pool, because like it was a lady with her kids, so she's probably just like not wanting to be bothered. This is like probably her chance to like unburden herself, so she probably didn't want to talk to me. She didn't want to talk to anybody probably. So like I'm like trying to kind of give her space, but at the same time I'm like forgetting things. Like I'm forgetting my Kindle, and like I'm getting dressed, and I'm making a racket or whatever. I'm like, oh God. I said, I'm sorry, I'm like the nutty professor. And she's like, have a good night. And I'm like, oh God, she wants me to leave so bad. I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. So I came home, and that's where I'm at now. Good day. Good day. I've got a bunch of errands to run tomorrow too. I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go pick up my groceries. I'm gonna go to Target to pick up some stuff from Target. What else do I gotta do tomorrow? I think that's it. I think I was gonna go see a movie too. I was supposed to go see Nosferatu yesterday, and I just ended up not going. So I'm trying to go see Nosferatu. But it's just kind of like miserable out. And so going places is difficult right now. It's not fun. It's not a fun thing. I need to start setting up like a schedule of how my days are going to go. Of like, this is what I'm going to be doing during the day. And like, maybe I can have like a weekend schedule, and then I can have like a weekday schedule. But maybe I'm just not having a schedule set up right now because I'm about to start school again. And so I can't really have a set schedule right now because I'm about to start school. I don't know. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.